Hey folks, welcome back to Cafe Chronicles. Dan here, and on this episode of the KZ750 budget build, we're going to try to hook up the Delkevic exhaust.
So you'll see here on the Delkevic exhausts, the headers actually have a denoted point on them, a number, and you match the number on the header up to the number on the little intake manifold here, so you know the right one to go where. This here is for a stock KZ750, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of monkeying around to, see how we mount it on there, but hopefully it should go well. So what we're planning on doing is kind of roughly putting in the headers. We're not going to put in the crush washers yet. We're not going to put any of the high temp little adhesive in or anything like that. We're going to put the headers in place, and then we'll kind of suit up the little manifold, the collector underneath. Again, we won't put, there's little springs, we won't put those springs in place just yet. Then we'll put the can in, see where it lines up, and then from there we'll have a good idea of what we need to kind of fab up for it. And once we have that all done and it's nice in place, we'll go back and we'll put everything in place properly.
If this experience has taught me anything, it's that the best thing you can do before setting out to work on your own motorcycle like this is to be under 30. been a bit of a journey, but we got the exhaust hung in place. The only problem is, this was designed for a stock KZ750. So if you had a rear peg here, and you had your regular brake lever here that went up to the front, everything would be good, we'd be done. But the problem now is, because we've played around with our rear sets here, and even if we flip them, if I put this here, which would be out of the way and we are sort of ready to rock, my ankle doesn't actually bend far enough up. Maybe I can do some stretches where I can comfortably reach the brake pedal and push it down. So what we're going to need to do is space this out so that we can get the angle that we need further down. If you'll notice, I'm going to need a significant space between where the mounting point is here and how far out I need to extend it, and the bolt that we have just won't cut it. So unfortunately we won't be able to wrap this up for you guys right now. I need to hit the store, buy some new hardware, and just because we don't want to start getting my spine all lopsided, we're going to need to extend the opposite side the same amount.
Alright, so that's it for this episode. We've got the headers and the exhaust, the Delkevic on there. It's looking really cool. We ran into that issue where our rear set's on the right. We don't have enough room to actuate them, so we're going to have to space them out a little bit, and we'll do, as Dan said earlier, we'll do both on both sides.
As far as fitting an aftermarket exhaust goes, I'm used to cars. This was pretty painless. Like, the fitment was excellent. It has enough clearance from everything that isn't heavily modified. And as I said earlier, if this were an unmodified bike that still had the intact rear pegs and everything else, it would be done, it would be ready to rock, it would be ready to go. So if you have an unmodified bike and you're thinking of getting a Delkevic exhaust, it should be something that you could reasonably do in about half an hour or so. But it looks great, it fits great, other than the spring tension, which is absolutely necessary on connecting the header tubes to the collector. Which, you need the tension in there, but wow, is that a workout getting those linked up.
And it's just awkward, because you're like, down in.
Yeah.
But this is the second Delkevic that we've used on builds now.
Sponsor us.
Delkevic, send us loads of Delkevic exhaust, or even just give us a discount, I don't care, something. But yeah, we like them. I'm really looking forward to how this sounds. I think it's going to sound awesome. The one thing is, we didn't know that we were going to go Delkevic on this. We were actually going to just cut off the old cans off the old exhaust and just buy some reverse cones or something like that. And then kind of last minute, Dan was like, feck it, I'm going to do a Delkevic on it. So if we had known earlier, we would have bought it, fitted it to it before we did our rear set. So now we're having to kind of go back a little bit. But I think it's going to be an easy enough fix.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's going to look great. It's going to sound great. So, but all in all, the construction of those exhausts for what they cost is excellent. It's all stainless, and they sound incredible when they're on. So I'm really looking forward to hearing this baby purr. You might notice I'm not in the shots at all. I'm sitting backstage with my leg up because I'm still recovering from a surgery, but hopefully soon I'll be able to walk more, stand more. I like to sit and watch Dan. It's creepy, but it gets the job done, So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, you can pick yourself up some Cafe Chronicles t-shirts to help support the channel. And stay safe, and we'll see you soon.